A terrific series win, but what's wrong with Xander and Toddy? The wrap-up show. John and Jim with you for the next 60 minutes or so. Make your way in. Just a terrific series for San Diego, from the 10-2 loss on Friday to the complete turnaround on Saturday and Sunday, the pitching, the timely hitting, and we'll get into all of it. And now a 7-game road trip begins against NL West foes. San Francisco for 4 at Oracle, and then 3 games, of course, at Dodger Stadium next weekend. That's going to be unbelievable to watch that play out. The Padres just 2 games back in the division. So please subscribe to this channel. We need to get to 9,200 subscribers with your help. We're about 60 subscribers away from 9,200. So please subscribe to this channel. Smash the like button for us. You can follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate all the super chats. Great way to support our work. If you want to see your comment on screen, I just saw a super roll in from Vector. If you want to see your comment on screen, click the $ below the chat box. If you want to become a member, we are 13 members away from adding a new emoji to the channel. It'll be your choice. You're either getting this, okay, or you're getting this. That's right. You're either getting this, or you're getting this. We'll make that decision once we get 13 members tonight. If you want to become a member, click the join button down below. You can gift memberships as well. Let's get that member train going. I mean, why do I always go the wrong way?
San Diego. We've always believed in Xander Bogaerts on this channel.
We've always believed in Xander. We've always believed in Toddy. We don't necessarily need to start there. I would start here that maybe the best trade they made was not trading Dylan Cease, who has put together back-to-back really good outings for the Padres. They needed someone to work deep. We'll get into Michael King on Saturday, working his way back. They needed someone to go into a 6th or 7th inning. That's what Dylan Cease did here today. It got interesting there for a moment, but the bullpen shut the door again. That's what this bullpen does. And, Jim, the Padres win the series. They close the game on the Dodgers. They're 2 back, heading to San Francisco Monday night.
Hey, Creative Studios, calm down. All right? Chill out. Yeah, when the trade deadline was approaching, I know that the weeks leading up to the trade deadline, a lot of conversation around, Dylan Cease and should they trade him, and he was not pitching well. And, I remember when you were gone like 3 weeks before the trade deadline, he had a really bad outing, and we talked about it like, hey, I'm not saying to trade the guy like unequivocal, like 100%, but like, throw his name out there, see what you could possibly get for him. It doesn't hurt. He's not going to be returning anyway. Like, just go see what you could maybe fetch for him. The groundwork's already been laid in the offseason because you were trying to trade him in the offseason. So see what you could get. And as the trade deadline approached, we both said, look, keep the guy, keep him, keep Suarez, keep the team together, add to the current team. Because what's the point of subtracting from a team to then having to go add in other areas when then the places that you just subtracted from now become areas of needs? Like, it would have just created more work for you to do. And AJ Preller already did a ton of work at the deadline to acquire the players that he did. So I think I hope, because I hope you're right. At the end of the year, we look back at it and say the best trade that AJ Preller made at the deadline was a trade that he didn't make, and that was for Dylan Cease. And I also do think his first half, while he struggled a lot, there was a lot of games in there that it did not look good. But I also couldn't help but think maybe the thought of being traded in the back of your mind maybe had a little to do with some stuff down the stretch before the trade deadline.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
He's looked he's looked really good since the trade deadline.
Yeah, to your point, not everything. I mean, you can't put it all. It's not as simple as that. But to pretend like it isn't a factor, I think would be potentially like egregious. Like, I do think it was a factor, and we've seen the possibility of it. Like, there were some indicators that were encouraging for Dylan Cease. It just wasn't being put together. And I thought he did everything well tonight. And I don't fault them for starting the 7th inning with Dylan Cease. I really don't, because they needed to get the length. They had built a 4 or 5 run lead entering the 7th inning. I completely understand sticking with him. He got 2 batters there in the 7th inning. It got tricky because of the error, but then you still have elite bullpen pitching. And when it could have gone sideways, it didn't. Boston could have tied the game with a double, bases loaded, nobody out in a 5-2 game. They could have taken a lead with a grand slam, and they didn't, because the Padres bullpen remains elite. And you heard what Alex Cora said Saturday. He said it's the best bullpen in the sport. I think you could have argued they had the best bullpen in the sport last year. I think it's been maximized, or, just it's like to the nth degree of the 2024 bullpen. You even have guys like David Morgan. You got 7 or 8 guys that are capable of shutdown innings right now. So the bullpen's a huge strength. And then the other thing, Jim, is that this offense behind Xander Bogaerts, who I think has homered 3 of his last 5 games. Fernando Tatis Jr., since Friday night, had 4 hits, steals everywhere. Obviously, Freddie Fermin, a couple of hits. Luis Arraez, some big moments. I mean, it's a very capable offense that we saw this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, against the Red Sox.
Yeah, the Friday night game, as we talked about on Friday night, people only want to hear what they want to hear, is the game in itself. They got their ass kicked, and you flush it and you move on. Most of our conversation on Friday night was about Fernando Tatis Jr. and Mike Schill, and they did a great job this weekend doing just that, flushing the game on Friday, and taking the next 2 to win a series against like a really good team. I mean, the Red Sox came in and they're playing some really good baseball, and it could have gone either way in this series, to be honest with you. And I think coming out of this series, it just shows how much of a strength their bullpen really is, because without their bullpen, they don't win this series, and they might even have gotten swept.
I mean, think about yesterday. I mean, and it had nothing to do with Michael King. This was very predictable. You're going from a more controlled environment. You're being ramped up quickly. You're facing the Boston freaking Red Sox with their lineup. He did well to allow just 2 runs. And I think Cora said it actually Saturday. It's like, we had him on the ropes. We were probably a hit away from winning that game. We go up 4 in the second inning. We're capable of winning that game, but we didn't, and they kept it to a run or 2. And then San Diego's bullpen, I mean, from the 3rd inning on, in a game that ultimately goes extra innings, and you're throwing Jason Adam out there in the 10th inning of a game that Michael King went just 2 innings. And think about that. Mm-hmm. You've got so much depth. You don't have to turn to Jason Adam until the 10th inning of a game that your starter went just 2 innings in. And honestly, if you can win a game like that, King's only getting better. I mean, come on. He's only going to get better.
He's just
than
rusty.
That.
His stuff was rusty. He was just rusty.
He's going to provide them length, and he's not going to be averaging 3 or 4 innings an outing once he gets a turn or 2 through this rotation. So to win that game in the manner in which they won it, and the Laureano Butcher's boy was super impressive down the left field line to score the winning run. And then today was equally as impressive, if not more impressive, behind Dylan Cease. So, I mean, the Padres are well situated heading to San Francisco, and everyone's goals now are not to make a wild card or to be the 5th seed. I think at this point you're trying to win a division, and we'll see if that plays out over the next 6 or 7 weeks or not. And when are you going to apologize? That's what I want to know. What I want to know is, when are you going to apologize, Jim, for everything in life, everything that's gone wrong, everything you've ever said? You owe us all an apology. Only you in the history of Sports Talk Radio. Please apologize.
I'm sorry you can't handle criticism, guys. Some of you, not all of you. Admit I was wrong about trading Cease. There's literally a tweet on my X profile saying I did not want them to trade Cease. So, and we talked about it we talked about it so much on the show leading up to the deadline those last couple of days. So now the Freddie Fermin, the Stephen Kolek and the Freddie Fermin and Ryan Bergert. By the way, Ryan Bergert career high in strikeouts today for the Royals. I don't know if you saw that.
Bad trade.
Whatever. Yeah, awful trade. Whatever. I mean, chill out, bro. Admit I was wrong. It was like 2 games, dude. Chill out, Brian. Chill
out. Jen, thank you for gifting the 5 memberships. We appreciate you. 5 of you have become members of the channel. You get the emojis, you get the badges, you get the content. I think we need 8 more members tonight to get to a new emoji on the channel. Let's get to some of the super chats. 500 of you are here live right now.
Let's go.
We want your full reaction to this as the Padres again win a series against Boston. Is it a harbinger? I mean, could they meet again? If they do, spoiler alert, if they meet again,
it's a World Series match.
Yeah. It would be in the World Series if they met again. What I was going to say real quick is, help us get to 9,200 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that. We can get there with your help here tonight. All right, let's do it. Vector, appreciate you, man. Thank you for your membership. Thank you for the super chat. He says, what an impressive series Cease shoved today. And we did say Friday, we're like, nobody said that it had any factor in terms of where they were heading. We were talking about some of the individual performances that were lacking. We said they could still win the series. We didn't know if they would or not. It's happened a number of times under Mike Schilt the last 2 years. They lose game one of a series and end up winning a series. So they're heading in the right direction. They're a season high, Jim, 14 games over 500. And we said that Friday night, and I stand by it now on Sunday, that they're trending in the right direction. And if they take 3 out of 4 in San Francisco, they are perfectly set up for this upcoming weekend at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, it was an impressive series win after Friday night's game. And it you come out of the weekend still only 2 games back of the Dodgers. We'll see what happens in San Francisco. I think you could really put a dent in San Francisco season. I think the Giants are like 1-8 in their last 9 home games or something like that.
That's absurd.
They're 4-14 in their last 18. I mean, it's some crazy number. I mean, they are
maybe the worst record still since the Devers trade, or right there, pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, they're an awful baseball team right now. And this is just like the appetizer course setting up the weekend series against the Dodgers, but you can't slip up during, like, you got to still continue to play good baseball. I don't think they'll slip up here. I think they're going to continue to play good baseball. But I mean, you don't want to like all of a sudden lose 2 or 3 in San Francisco.
Oh, it's 4, right? This is the 4.
Is it 4?
I thought it was 4.
No, 4 is next week because they have an off day on Thursday this week.
Oh, my bad.
You idiot. Apologize. You don't know anything about baseball.
I'm such an idiot. It's funny. I looked it up and I must have looked up next week. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's next week.
Such a moron.
Yeah, stupid idiot.
Stupid moron. I'm deleting the channel. Hold on. Let me click and stream delete channel. My bad.
What'd that guy call us today? Hold on. What did you say?
Bombastic.
Yeah, we're bombastic.
And wrong.
And wrong. And something else. I don't know. Fucking idiot. But anyway, yeah. Still continue to play good baseball here against the Giants. And it sets up for, sets up for one of the series of the year potentially this weekend. With everything's at stake, I know there's still a lot of time left, and you still have September and another 3-game series. But man, back at Dodger Stadium, that's getting juicier than that.
Well, if they can take 3 out of 4 this week in the 3-game series against the Giants, that'll be very impressive. If they can take 3
out
of 4 in the 3-game series, or 4 out of 3, right?
Yeah.
Jeff West, what's up, man? Appreciate your support of the channel, the membership, the super chat. He says Cease plus Fermin combo will feed families going forward. Did you read Kevin Acee today about the war room? You saw about Preller and his lieutenants and how they prepare for the trade deadline. The reason I bring it up is that it discussed the targets, and basically they had these trades in place assuming they landed Mason Miller. They didn't want to do the series of trades, including Mason Miller, to give up Leo DeVries if they couldn't land, as crazy as it sounds, Freddie Fermin, if they couldn't land Laureano and O'Hearn, if they couldn't land whomever else they landed at the deadline. But it was like a cause and effect. It was a series of events. They were holed up inside Petco Park for days on end. And once they realized that they could make all those other moves, they were content with moving Leo DeVries. But again, I stick by with what we said the first 2 minutes of the show. I mean, keeping Dylan Cease. Now, we don't know how it ends. I'm going to hope that he pitches well in the regular season. I think he's fully capable. He's got a lot to prove to a lot of people, including himself, in postseasons. And for the Padres to reach their ultimate goal, Dylan Cease, of course, will play a large role in that as well in the postseason. But I do tend to agree that Dylan Cease and holding on to him could be one of the more significant parts of their season. Still remains to be seen. But I think it could be one of the bigger decisions A.J. Preller made to hold on to him, depending on how this thing ultimately finishes.
Look, if Dylan Cease, because his next start lines up game 2 this weekend against the Dodgers, if he goes out there and pitches well against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, man, will that be such a huge confidence boost for, I think, all the fan base watching Dylan Cease. Said multiple times in the start of in the first half, after Dylan Cease starts and watching him in the postseason last year, like, I don't trust him in the postseason. Still shaky on the guy, but he goes out there and pitches well against the Dodgers this weekend and continues to pitch well. It's just going to give the team more confidence with Dylan Cease out there in a potential playoff game. So yeah, it's a huge start for him this weekend for sure.
Wasn't one of his, few excellent first half starts, a home start against the Dodgers
Yep.
where he went like 7 shutout innings.
Yep, that was the game that Dave Roberts brought in Kike in like the 6th.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? But again, I think that was encouraging, and I'm with you. Let's see how he pitches this time around at Dodger Stadium. Again, the Dodgers, of course, have been good at home. I mean, they're good in general. They've been 2 games better than the Padres, and the Padres have been very good. So the Dodgers have been good at home. These 2 teams will meet in both San Diego and LA over the next 2 weekends. So let's see what happens over the course of the next 2 weeks. Padres Payne, thank you, man. He says, David Morgan, dog. I mean, he's been great. He really has. Dude is a sub-2. Padres have 5 series wins after losing game 1. That's impressive as well. Pretty impressive, honestly. Go win a series in San Francisco. Simple as that. And that's what I made that brief point earlier. It's like you talk about the super pen and these 5 names that we always obsess over. Truthfully, that they've had probably 7 or 8 that have really provided them, I mean, a ton. And David Morgan is right in there. There have been some ups and downs, obviously, for Yuki Matsui, Wandy Peralta at times, although he's been pretty effective this year as well. But yeah, David Morgan has really emerged.
I have Annie's piece on David Morgan bookmarked. I have to read it still.
I haven't read that.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. I think Annie retweeted it earlier today, but to my point, their bullpen is so deep that you can't even, I mean, David Morgan is having a phenomenal season. You know how many other teams in baseball he would be in high leverage situations for? Like almost
all of them.
Every team in baseball. But he's, a guy that is going to be considered mop-up duty or in the game when the team's up by a bunch or in the game when the team's down by a bunch. And he's having a phenomenal year. His stuff is electric. I mean, the guy throws 98, 99 with a just devastating sinker. I mean, you thought this bullpen was nasty with just the 5 top guys in the back of your bullpen. Well, David Morgan is I'm not gonna say just as nasty, but he is definitely in the conversation to be put in high level situations. And I think that gives Mike Schultz even more weapons down there. It's crazy how many weapons they have out of this bullpen.
It's insane. And again, it's like, I think what we learned from a year ago is you have everything you need if you have a lead. You just got to go build a lead. And truthfully, their offense has been a lot better. Now, and again, the short series, nobody can predict how that plays out. But you hold a lead in a short series and you feel confident you're capable of winning those games. Carlos, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. He says, went to today's game. Xander got not booze from me for his error. Dude has been a stud. Okay, so you didn't boo him. And I met him today post-game. Only said great stuff to his face. That's hilarious. Xander has been awesome. They put the graphic up. I think it was Saturday night. And I put it on X and I tagged Jim for no reason. But it said that Xander, since June 19th, this was heading into today, he led the National League in batting average at 340. He was 3rd in the National League in hits with 55, and he was 5th in the National League in on-base plus slugging, OPS at 943. And he didn't tail off. I mean, look at what he's done these last couple of games. He's been good, including here today, an RBI base hit with a man in scoring position, nonetheless. Now, he did have a costly error, but it wasn't that costly. I mean, it could have been super costly. It could have been a disaster. Mm-hmm. But to the credit of Jason Adam and that bullpen, it wasn't. And Xander now is a different hitter. He's just a different hitter over these last 2 months. He's just been much improved in all areas.
Yeah, I mean, he was having an awful season, and it was going down fast. And the moment in LA where he hit that game time double in the 9th inning, that's the key moment right now. If he continues to play this well throughout the rest of the season and hopefully into the postseason as well, that's obviously the turning point moment of his year. And I think he gets a lot of credit for turning his season around and helping this team out win meaningful games instead of potentially do what he did in 2023, which is get all his numbers in meaningless games. Now, I don't think this team would have had any meaningless games this year because I think they're a good team, even if Xander was struggling. But they're a better team with Xander playing the way he's playing. And he goes from he went from a complete liability in this lineup to a guy that you kind of get excited when he's up at the plate now. Runners in scoring position withstanding, I think for the most part, when Xander's at the plate, now the thought of seeing Xander is he's going to do something positive instead of something negative. And I think that's a huge thing for Xander's, maybe career here in San Diego is, he's going up there with good thoughts. He's not going up there with bad thoughts. And I think a lot of the first 2.5 years here in a Padres uniform, he was going up there with bad thoughts because it was just, everything was going wrong for him. Like it's just getting worse. Like what can go wrong does go wrong. And that's what Xander was going through. And we talked to Kevin last week and he even mentioned, he's just going out there and playing baseball and he's not tinkering and, thinking about too much. He's just going out there. He's just said, fuck it. And he's just going playing baseball. And I think that's been the best strategy that's, Xander could have done instead of like, oh, maybe at my leg kick here and, move my hands up a little bit. Like, nah, fuck it. I'm just going to play baseball.
I think he could be huge for them in the postseason. He was 4 for 24 last year in the playoffs, so he was a liability. But he has had he's had tons of success. I mean, the guy's a multiple-time World Series champion. He has hit before in postseason series. Look at his time with the Red Sox. So, again, I think that, you think about like weakest links. A year ago, he was a weak link for this team. I don't think he's a weak link right now. I hope that continues for the San Diego Padres.
He was a weak link for 2.5 months to start the season, and now he's not anymore. And that's a credit to him.
Now he's a strong link, and he's won for his last one with runners in scoring position because he had a base hit today.
Yep.
Carlos, appreciate you, man. He says, Cease was great. Went from hatred to dislike now. Need 2 out of 3 in San Francisco. 2 games back still. Tatis is a ground ball machine, and Merrill looks frustrated. Need more home runs, JFC. Listen, Tatis actually had a very good weekend. He's hit the ball hard. He's been running when he gets on base. I know there's another super coming up here from Nate that we'll talk about he's getting pitched in left and right. He's getting hit left and right. I can imagine that has frustrated him clearly throughout the course of the year because it's worked to a large extent by the opposition, the way he's being pitched. But credit where due. I mean, he was 0 for 11 over 2 games, 0 for 6. They sat him 0 for 5, and then 2 hits followed by 2 hits and steals everywhere. So it was a good weekend for Fernando Tatis Jr. Hopefully that continues on the road. And I think everyone wants to see it for more than 2 consecutive days for Tatis.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the Fernando Tatis Jr. we all want to see, but he definitely contributed over the weekend. And he helped this team win. He definitely helped out for sure. I mean, he was on base how many times this weekend?
A ton.
Right? He was on base a ton. He still does not look like, obviously, the old Tatis. This is a newer version of Tatis. And it's, I think, what we all have to get used to. I don't think we're ever going to see a 960 OPS Tatis again. Love to be proven wrong on that. But maybe the Tatis that we see from now on is an 800 to an 825 OPS guy. And that's still a winning player. We never said that's not a winning player. It's just that's not Tatis that, he was paid to be. But he even said himself, he's going through demons. And I still think he's thinking a little maybe too much at the plate. And the whole getting hit, because he did get hit again. Did he get hit? No, he got hit one time today in the butt. And then he got thrown up and in that almost hit him in the head.
Yeah.
On, was it Saturday night?
Also Friday night. Yeah. Before that strikeout. He was throwing really, he was basically like buzzed up and in.
Right. And actually, I don't know if you saw the retweet that I put out there from Hector Gomez of all people. You see this?
I don't see your retweets because I have your retweets turned off.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
So I don't see like freaking like Austin Hedges, like bunt singles.
I don't even think is Austin Hedges still playing?
I think he's in the big leagues.
Okay. Hector Gomez had an interesting stat this season. Out of the 1,912 pitches that Fernando Tatis Jr. has seen so far, 116 pitches were balls out of the zone, up and in. I don't know how that compares to the rest of baseball.
Right.
But I will say this, and we've talked about this before. There's a book on everybody, and the book on Tatis is up and in, or at least in. Get him off the plate because what they want to do, and Mudd even talked about it today on the broadcast. He didn't talk about Tatis specifically, but during one at bat, I forget who was pitching. Someone threw it up and in, and Mudd said, "All right, there you go, good pitch. Now you have the outside part of the plate." That's what's happening. And Tatis, you know, it's a difficult thing to go through because they're going to keep doing it. You know, and until Tatis makes these pitchers pay, they're going to. And even if he starts hitting home runs again, they're going to still pitch up and in Tatis. That's just the book on Tatis.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to have to prove like a willingness to. I mean, I get it. It's hard because you think about the Padres. There's no one else that is pitched to the way Tatis is pitched to, for whatever reason. But again, that strategy, like you just said from Hector Gomez, I mean, there's got to be a reason he's been pitched to up and in as often as he has this year. And I think the strategy it's been effective in kind of limiting his effectiveness. So, I mean, whatever it is, to a large extent, it's worked by the opposition. And even with this weekend, like Jim was talking about, I mean, we need to see this. We need the Bogaerts turnaround from Tatis. I need the 2 months of production is what I would say. He's fully capable of it. Let's see 2 months of good play from Fernando Tatis Jr., which we've seen with routine throughout the course of his career. And hopefully he's able to do that because, again, what is that going to mean for the Padres moving forward if he's a player that is capable of being, you know, again, he's still a sub 800 OPS player right now. I'd love to see him be a 900 OPS player for the final 6 or 7 weeks of the season. All right, guys, we're going to get back to this. 600 of you are here right now live. Please subscribe to this channel. Year-on content for Padres fans. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on X. We'll get to your super chats. Click the $ below the chat box. We appreciate those that become members as well. Click the join button down below. Do want to thank our title sponsor here on the Wrap-Up Show, Mark Nimitz, who has been with us for 4 years. Believe it or not, we've been doing the Wrap-Up Show on YouTube for 4 years, day in and day out, night in and night out. If you've got an insurance need, get in contact with Mark. Simple as that. We have known Mark for forever. I've had 3 insurance policies through Mark for years. I've got homeowners and life and earthquake. He does auto as well. Whatever you need, let Mark take care of you. He's going to save you time and money. If you ever need him, he's going to be there for you. I know that personally, firsthand. I've had to file a claim before through Mark, and he has taken care of everything. So if you support this channel, please click the link in the description down below. He's a native San Diegan. He's a lifelong Padres fan. And before you renew your current policy, get in contact with our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
Yeah, as you see there on the screen, his email address is scrolling across, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
You know, it's funny you say this, and again, thank you guys for hanging out, and thank you, Nate, for the generous supers. It's time for Tatis to charge the mound next time he gets hit. Surprised it hasn't happened already. When I think about the temperament and the personality of Fernando Tatis Jr., that would be like incongruent. That's a big word. Like, this isn't who he is, right? I don't think he leans into confrontation. I really don't. I mean, the way he's been pitched this year, his level of frustration is somewhat unique for the manner in which he's been pitched to this year. I don't think he's one hit by pitch away from throwing his batting helmet and charging the mound. I could be wrong. It just doesn't seem like the type of DNA that he has inside of him. And I don't think that makes him good or bad. I just think it's a kind of a statement of fact in watching him for 6 or 7 years. And the game of baseball has changed a lot. You don't see it as often as you would have previously. So I don't think that's happening. I think it's actually more on probably the pitching staff and the front office and the manager and the coaches to determine what to do when Tatis is getting pitched that way. Is there a level of retaliation or not? But in terms of Tatis, you don't want him charging the mound because that results in a suspension, and it's not going to happen from Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think – I mean, yes, you'd like to see when Tatis gets hit and thrown up, you know, at his head, that you know, the pitchers on his team have his back, and I'm sure that they would, and they've shown it this year because they did it against the Dodgers against Ohtani. So they've shown they have his back. Schilt obviously will have his back literally no matter what. I unfortunately don't think there's anything that's going to stop the opposing pitcher from doing it. Like, they are doing everything they can out there on the mound to get Tati out. And if Tatis happened to charge the mound one time, one, I think that would be stupid because he's then going to get suspended, and that's going to hurt your team. Two, it won't stop a pitcher from throwing up and into Tatis. Their main goal is to get Tatis out at any means necessary. And if that's throwing up and in and a ball gets away, that's throwing up and in, get a ball getting away. Nobody likes it. No Padres fan like it. Tatis doesn't like it. Mike Schill doesn't like it. Every Padres player on that team doesn't like it. But I mean, this is the big leagues. And if you think this is bad, go back and watch games in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. This show is happening every game. I mean, guys were getting hit all the time, thrown up and in all the time because that pitcher wanted that outside part of the plate. And they were not going to let that hitter crowd the plate. You know, I'm not saying like Tatis shouldn't crowd the plate. He absolutely should because it's a chess game. He is saying to the pitcher, I own the outside part of the plate and you can't pitch inside to me because if you pitch inside, it's going to be a problem. And it's just the book that's out on Tatis. And it just is what it is. I don't know what a hitter can do other than make the pitcher pay when the pitcher makes a mistake.
Yeah. What do they say? Like there's nothing fought over more than the 17 inches that is home plate. You know, it's like, and that's going to change honestly with like ABS, but it's like the catcher's trying to establish his part of the plate and the batter's trying to establish where he's able to be, you know, everything is such a cat and mouse game. And you're right. I think that clearly, especially the way that the game is now like so analytical and so video based. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, the scouting report on Fernando Tatis Jr. involves establishing the inner portion of the plate and backing him up or allowing that type of strategy to impact him between the ears. And I think that to some extent, maybe not a full extent, again, it's not like the guy's hitting 200 or has a 600 OPS, but I do think to some extent, it's been able to neutralize some of his success this year. And I think that's a fair way to put it. All right. Thank you, Carlos, man. Let's get back to these supers, guys. If you're here, subscribe. And if you're here, thank you for the supers. He says, Fermin's a stud and love the emotion from Morejon. Got me pumped. David Morgan being our mop-up guy's insane. His sinker is nasty. Again, it's like the potential, Jim, is high. The ceiling, like no ceiling. Right? There is no ceiling. It doesn't mean you reach it, but I don't think there's a ceiling on this team. And I think the potential is significant. And let's see how far they reach. But again, there's a lot of reasons for optimism and I'm 100% on board. I would back those reasons for optimism right now. Second week of August, there's a lot of reasons for excitement and optimism moving forward. We'll see what happens from here on out, but there's no need to like curtail or like, you know, tamp down expectations, temper expectations, because this team has a lot of what you'd want in a team, you know, heading towards October.
Yeah, nothing is better in sports than seeing an emotion from a player. Loved Morejon fired up. Loved, you know, when David Morgan let out a big scream after, recording the final out of today's game. Dude, emotion's the best thing in sports. I think Freddie Fermin is this team's everyday catcher. Little inside baseball today. This is the first time all year that Dylan Cease did not throw to Elias Diaz in a start. So that is the shift that has already been made, which is Freddie Fermin is this team's everyday catcher for, you know, the rest of the season. Couple days he'll get off here and there because of, you know, they want to get him off his feet. But today was the shift in that because all year long, Dylan Cease has been throwing to Elias Diaz, and today he didn't. So, and
again, this becomes important. This is something you brought up last week. This becomes important because if Fermin's going to catch every game that you play in the postseason, that means he will catch every pitcher that pitches in the postseason. Therefore, you can't have a personal catcher that isn't Freddie Fermin heading into the postseason. Every so often, YT, thank you, man, for the super chat. Says, do you think there's a point where Nando or someone charges the mound after a hit by pitch? If it really got bad, Miller can go like Suarez Ohtani. I mean, you never say never. I mean, is there a scenario where Manny Machado charges a mound? Yeah. I mean, of course there is. I mean, look at what
Manny's charged the mound. Bryce Harper's charged the mound.
Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, any of this is possible, but I don't think it's to be expected. Like most things, there's sometimes things that happen are the things you least expect. It's like, wait, Freddie Fermin just got hit and he charged the mound. Like, again, it's just a sport. You don't know how someone's going to react to something that happens within white lines, but I don't think we've reached some crescendo, Jim, like 120 games into the year, like the next Padre that gets hit charges the mound. That's not what I'm seeing. And I'd be actually very surprised, actually, if that were to play out in the Giants series. Now, the Dodgers thing, there's been the back and forth. I don't know what happens in the Dodgers series. because there's already been some fireworks between these two teams this year. That'll be interesting, but I'm not expecting a Padre to charge the mound at Dodger Stadium this weekend, truthfully.
Charging the mound would be the dumbest thing he could do.
It's so dumb. You're firing up your opponent.
It would be so idiotic to charge the mound because, one, nothing would change how a pitcher would pitch Tatis if he charged the mound one time. And two, he gets suspended and hurt his team. It's just a lose-lose game. It would make zero sense. It would be stupid if he did it.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm expecting. And again, it's sports, so you never say never. Yeah. Sunriser, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super. Thank you for the membership. He says he's heading up north and have tickets for the Friday game at Dodger Stadium. Anyone else who pitches this series? Well, who pitches coming up is going to be, what is their turn right now?
I have it. Here we go. Hold on.
Yeah, what do you have?
All right. So the series against the Giants, we got Darvish, Cortez, Pivetta. And then this weekend, King, Cease, Darvish in LA.
King, Cease, Darvish.
Yep.
I like it.
That's pretty juicy right there. I don't know who the Dodgers are throwing out there, but I like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to the point where, I mean, all of these games matter exponentially, so to speak. But when you're playing a team in front of you, like LA, with everything that has gone on in that series over the last half decade, I mean, those 6 games are like you can't not watch. Those are can't miss games coming up for the Padres. Thank you here, INRI, for the very generous super sticker.
Thank you. Wow.
Software, but we appreciate you for the very generous super sticker. And then earlier as well, we saw a Wise Modern Dad become a member.
Let's go.
Of the channel. If you want to become a member, you can click that join button down below. You'll get the custom emojis and the badges. I think we're a handful of members away from adding an additional emoji here tonight. So click that join button down below.
By the way, shout out to Pars 3 Club for rocking the shirt. Thank you for sending us the shirts. These are awesome. Love it. Also got the sticker here. So there we go. Thank you, Pars 3 Club. I see you in the chat tonight, putting some emojis in there.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate that.
It says VVHY not, maybe why not. Wonder if Arise got drug tested after the game, after that hit to left field. Yeah, that was like okay, he clearly didn't, obviously, and that's a joke, but it was surprising because like Duran kept tracking back, and he just couldn't get to it. And I think it surprised Jarren Duran if you looked at his route. And again, Arise is not one to hit the ball 400 feet to the other alley, right? He's not going to hit a ball to left center field a lot, 395 feet. But he did in that instance, and Luis Arraez has played well. I mean, he really has. He had that 16-game hitting streak. I'm always amazed when I look at Luis Arraez's batting average. Like, what is it right now after today?
295.
Under 295?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Every time I look at it, I'm like, he's got to be hitting 300, right? Every game, 2 hits. He's hitting 295. But whatever. He's still like top 5 in the National League right now in hitting in terms of batting average, and had a big game again today.
And he's hitting 305 on the year with runners in scoring position. And he still shows that he can be one of the best hitters, and just like the best pure hitters in baseball. So yeah, I mean, there's some times where I get frustrated with him because he takes a lot of pitches right down the middle, just like for strikes and then he swings at some awful pitches that are outside the zone. But I mean, this guy is the definition of bad ball hitter. And I bet you if you look at his spray chart, he would have a ton of hits off of bad balls. And
I mean, he has a ton of hits off pitches out of the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just so talented in terms of like hand-eye and bat on ball, that he's so trusting of himself, which I understand, but you're like, he's willing to hit anything anywhere, and he always does. I mean, he's always going to make contact with it. The problem is it's not always the best pitch to be swinging at. But again, 295, I mean, it's certainly an outside chance to hit 300 on the year, which again is hard to consider a down year if he does in fact finish above 300, but we'll see if he does or not. Do you want to go in on Merrill tonight, Jim? Jeff, thank you, man. He says, can I buy a super to get Merrill a hit? Batting average on balls in play, FML. Do you want to go in on Merrill today?
I know he's struggling. I may have jinxed him because I said that he was having a good August couple days ago. He went
Called
over
him
the
like
series,
Pete
right?
Crow Armstrong 2.0, like 3 months
Right.
ago.
Is it me, or does every time I feel like he hits the ball hard, some outfielders make an amazing diving catch against him?
I don't know. I mean, I feel that way sometimes when I watch, like, I felt that way in the first half with Bogaerts. We didn't use that as an excuse. I feel that way sometimes with the Rise. He hits
No, you're
everything
right.
hard.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right.
Just,
It,
I don't know. He's had plays made against him. There's no doubt about it. I mean, but I don't know. At the end of the year, I don't know if anyone's going to care. But it is interesting when you look at his numbers right now. 255, 714 OPS. Honestly, again, I mean, if I was like betting on his future, like a futures bet, like he's capable of doing better than that. So if he
How-
plays better down the stretch, again, just another feather in their cap.
How about this? Because I have a reputation to uphold of being the most negative person in San
Yes.
Diego sports talk history, I guess.
Do it.
Jackson Merrill's got to be better. There you go.
Clip it. Put it on the internet. Tag Jackson Merrill. We're going to get back to this. Okay, here's I will say this, man. Lucky Box, which is the mystery box vending machines throughout the country, and we played one in Vegas. And much to our surprise, and by the way, maybe this Lucky Box card since Friday turned around Tatis' season.
Maybe
Out of the mystery box in Vegas for me came the signed Auto 10 Fernando Tatis Jr. card. We were like jumping up and down. We were like through the roof excited. You got to get to a Lucky Box. You got to get to a Lucky Box machine. We played this one in Vegas. There's like now 8 or 9 or 10 in Vegas. They're in different airports. They're coming to San Diego. But the next time you're in Vegas, use our promo code Padres, all lowercase. You know how to spell Padres. Padres, all lowercase. Get to a vending machine. You can play for a mystery trading card, a mystery autographed sports jersey, or a mystery Pokemon card. Now, Jim played for a Pokemon card. Didn't work out as well as my card, to be honest. Okay.
Here's my card. All right, here we go.
Didn't work out as well. Because Jim's card is like the trainer card, which he told me isn't great.
Yeah, it didn't really work out for me. But you know what? It's still a Gem Mint CGC 10. So
it's super cool. Like if you're into cards, if you're into sports, if you're into like just like gambling element, like you don't know what you're gonna get, which we're doing all the time in Las Vegas, right? When you hit like a craps table or whatever, super cool. I mean, anything could pop out of that. I saw recently a Saquon Barkley jersey. Someone just got one Fernando Tatis Jr. signed cleats because a gold ticket came out and they won Fernando Tatis Jr.'s autographed cleats. So get to a Lucky Box, use our promo code Padres, all lowercase. It's coming to San Diego, and your next time in Vegas, make sure to find one and play.
Yeah, and if you want insider perks, just go online, luckyboxvending.com, sign up just using your email and your phone number at no cost. Just your email and your phone number. You'll get early location drops, exclusive giveaways, like a chance to win authenticated Willy Wonka golden tickets signed by Gene Wilder. So if you want those specific perks free of cost, just go to luckyboxvending.com and sign up today.
All right, cool stuff. Maybe we'll do this at some point tomorrow once we do the deep dive. Pull up Merrill's stats since Jim called him the best center fielder in baseball. I don't remember the day. If someone remembers the day.
I never said that. I don't say anything positive about this team, John.
Yeah, it's true, actually. I think you called him the worst center fielder in baseball. You're right.
I never say anything positive about the Padres.
Where are you at, Productions, man? Appreciate the generous super chat. Guys, if you're here, subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. We're talking about a series win for San Diego over Boston. They're heading for San Francisco. They'll open that series at Oracle on Monday night. He says, great series win. Was at all 3 games, drove down from Bakersfield. How cool is that?
Nice.
Game 2 is the best. The Boston fans in our section were talking crap all game until the walk-off, LOL. Let's keep this momentum going. Go Padres. I mean, the atmosphere looked incredible. I mean, just watching on TV, these ridiculous crowds, the warm weather, the back and forth on Saturday, the manner in which they won that game was impressive in general, despite Suarez allowing a run in the 9th inning. The Padres break through in the 10th inning. So, yeah, a great series to attend. Absolutely. If you're a Padres fan, hopefully many more exciting home games to come here over the final couple of months of the year.
Yeah, packed crowds. It's going to be sellouts from here on out. I think they had 50. They got 52 or 53 now on the year.
Is that what it is, man? That's incredible.
And so do math for me real quick, John. They're 38 and 20 at home, so that's really freaking good, by the way. 58 games. 82 minus 58 is?
Well, they don't play 82 home games.
Sorry, 81. My bad.
23.
Okay, so they got 23 games left. They're all going to be sellouts. So they're going to get like 75 sellouts this year.
Yeah, I don't know what they officially list capacity at, but they are
42, I think, or 41.
40.
I think once
Okay,
you get to a certain number, it's considered a sellout. You don't have to get to the exact sellout number because they've
that's
had
what they
40.
do.
Yeah. So they've
Yeah.
had like 47, 48 almost thousand people at Petco Park this year because of the new Gallagher Square. But I think the number to count as a sellout is like 40, like 42, 41.
That's why it's hard to say percent. I think, but my point is, I think they're over capacity. Like they average over 42,000 fans a game, and I think they would technically say their capacity is like 42,000. So I think they're actually over capacity on average, because people will be like, "Well, the Dodgers actually lead Major League Baseball in attendance, but not per percentage capacity." Like the Padres literally sell 100% of seats, where the Dodgers don't, because
Dude, no
Dodgers
one was at a
is much
Dodger game
larger.
today.
Yeah, and we watched a Wednesday game that was on MLB Network. It might have been this past Wednesday against the Cardinals. There were literally like 18,000 people there. I mean, there was no one there. There was no one there, yet they claim to have 50,000 people per game. But again, their stadium is larger as well. Steven, thank you, man, for the super chat. He says, have AJ and his stats guys hit on something, i.e. that bullpens are still undervalued versus starting rotations? Last two trade deadlines, he's gone in big on relievers. I mean, interesting. I don't know technically what they're looking at from a value perspective. It didn't fully work strategically, obviously, going so heavy on the bullpen a year ago, although it worked. The bullpen did. Are bullpens undervalued? I think everyone kind of realizes that in the postseason, the average starting pitcher only goes, like 12 outs, something like 4 or 4 and a third inning. So I don't know if bullpens are undervalued or not at this point.
No, I think bullpens are like very valued. I think that you got to have a good bullpen or you're not going to win many postseason games. Like whoever's the starters in those games aren't pitching most of the time in like crucial 8th inning, 9th inning moments. That's your bullpen. So you're going to want to get the best pieces to be up in those moments. And if this bullpen stays healthy and they have a plethora of options to go with in the postseason.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Look at this bullpen. I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Davey, thank you, man. Appreciate the generosity, Davey.
Thank you, Davey.
And the super chat there. Every so often, YT, thank you again. He says, kind of hoping for a team-building moment with Tatis, like Profar getting hit by Gore against the Nats last year. Tatis's play is so influenced by feeling. I don't think the team needs anything. I think the team's fully motivated. I'm reading the quotes. I'm listening to what they say. I'm hearing what Ramon Laureano was saying post-game after his walk-off. He wants to win a World Series. I mean, I think the team is pointed in the right direction. I don't think they need some seminal moment. Their season high 14 games over 500. They're chasing down the Dodgers, who at one point had a 9-game lead on the Padres. It's shrunk to 2. So I don't know if they need it. They've had some moments. They had the Dodger, spat back and forth, benches clearing situation, but I don't know if they actually need it with the team that they've put together.
And if something happens this upcoming weekend at Dodger Stadium, it's not because they need it. It's because they don't like the Dodgers and vice versa. And if any shenanigans happen again, which I think there's a pretty good chance.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah,
you think it's a good chance?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. And if it does happen, it has, in my opinion, nothing to do with, hey, we need to get a team bonding moment. It's a fuck you, right? Like that's what it is. They don't like each other.
Completely. I completely agree with that. And there's the bad blood, there's the animosity and the back and forth. And yeah, I mean, it's likely that something will. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, they're well above capacity. They're well above capacity for the year. They're like at 110% capacity. So that probably makes them the number one team in baseball from a percentage to capacity perspective. Davey, thank you, man, for the super. He says, Fermin caught Cease last Sunday too. Nice, Jim. That's great.
You did?
Appreciate you, Davey.
Hold on. Did he?
Never let the stats get in the way of a good story.
Yeah, come on, guys. I'm supposed to call me out. Come on.
Yeah, let Jim just say it.
Yeah, just let me say it. He did last Sunday
Yeah.
in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Oh, he might have.
By might, is he in the box score as catcher?
He did. He
Yeah.
did. I was thinking back to right after the deadline. Okay, they made the switch last week then. Just kidding.
All good. We get half of the things wrong, as you guys know. Richard, appreciate you, man. He says he'll be in San Diego for the series at Petco. He's a big supporter of our channel and a Dodger fan. He says, I know you're doing a remote. Love to meet and buy both of you beer. Dodgers pitching is lined up for San Diego. We won't be doing a remote. Yeah. We did the last couple of years on Fridays before Friday home games at Petco. Like we'd be at Naughty Barrel or Blind Burrow, maybe a couple of other spots over the years. But we are not currently.
We're trying
to be at some point in the future, but no, we're not going to be on remote the next time the Padres are home, unfortunately.
Yeah. We're trying though. We're trying our hardest.
Stay tuned. Speaking of the next time the Padres are home, though, get there, right? Because the next time the Padres are home, they've got just a massive homestand coming up, and that would include, of course, that series against the LA Dodgers at Petco. And as you guys know, we've hooked you up with a great promo code, $20 off your first order of $50 or more at SeatGeek. That's right. You're going to get $20 off your first purchase with promo code PODSWRAP. That's your first purchase of $50 or more. Click the link in the description down below, and you will automatically download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. So again, click that link in the description, download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. And again, you get $20 off your first purchase of $50 or more with promo code PADSWRAP. And specifically to Dodgers Padres, and I know we're still a while off from the home series, this ain't gonna be cheap. Okay. Yep. So if you want to get in, I'm just looking around the ballpark right now, 177 in section 315. But again, use the promo code, take $20 off. That makes it slightly more affordable. But if you're trying to get to Petco the final 6 or 7 weeks of the season, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be an unbelievable environment. So the next time you're at Petco, or maybe you want to see the Padres at Oracle or Dodger Stadium, go to SeatGeek, use our promo code PADSWRAP.
Yeah, and SeatGeek is MLB's official ticket marketplace. So your tickets, they're fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. All you got to do is use our promo code, as John said, PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, for $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with using our promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP.
What a week that is coming up, with obviously the Giants, which is the appetizer to the Dodgers. Dodgers today had a silver platter moment in the ninth inning that they could not capitalize on.
But they won though, right? I thought, right?
Well, they won because they lost.
That's right. They lost the game, but they really won the game.
And when Ohtani struck out with the bases loaded and won it in the ninth inning, it's because, I don't know if you realize this, he's such a phenomenal pitcher as well that he hits. And it's hard to do that. But even trying, he deserves recognition. So they had a really good opportunity today that they squandered against the Blue Jays. They still took 2 out of 3. So nothing changed, like you said, since Friday in terms of the division race. But man, it feels like it's there for the taking. Now that'll be proven maybe on field against these, against each other. And the Padres have not played the Dodgers well this year. They're 2-5, but it feels like forever because it's been a while. But I can't wait, whether it's this Giant series coming up. And I think they're fully capable, Jim, of going there and taking 2 out of 3. That's got to be the goal. We've kind of forecasted this thing along now for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Do this, split, do this, win this series. So I say take 2 out of 3 at Oracle. You feel good about yourself. And then you get to Dodger Stadium and see what happens over the course of the upcoming weekend.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I want the Padres to play the Dodgers right now. But you still have to get through San Francisco, and it kind of feels like this is the Giants' last stand here before they're fully done, potentially. And the next 2 nights, you're going to be facing Logan Webb and Robbie Ray. Those are two tough pitchers. Now, I'm not saying that they're not saying they're unbeatable. You can beat them, and they've beat them before. But still, this is the Giants' last stand. So, this is the hopefully not the trap series before the big showdown type of thing. In football, it's it's a trap game.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
you hope this isn't a trap series leading into the Dodgers weekend, because everybody knows it. Everybody knows they're playing the Dodgers this weekend. They know it. We know it. Everybody knows it. And you still got to get through the Giants here. And you can really put them out of their misery, or you could give them life. And the last thing you want to do is give them life. So go out, take care of business, and then have that off day to energize yourself for the weekend series in LA.
I think it's a really good point. It's well said. I mean, yes, the Giants have fallen back to 500 and they've been under 500, but they're a 500 team, but that doesn't mean they're out of it. I mean, look at how the Mets have played here in the second half of the year. So you're right. The Giants are a 4-0 stretch away from fully being believers and making a postseason chase down the stretch. They don't have to go 10-0 over their next 10 games. If they go 5-1 in a 6-game stretch or 6-2 in an 8-game stretch, they'll be firmly at least in the conversation. And they've been decent at home. I think they're a game or two over 500 in general. You said they've struggled recently. Still, overall, they're a game or two over. So, again, I say 2 out of 3 sounds great to me. I don't think the world ends even if you lose the series. Let's be honest. But I think you go there with the expectation, the way they're playing, to win a series in San Francisco, which sets you up then to get to Dodger Stadium. And that's then on cue for some of these super chats, like this one from Eclipse Freak. Thank you, man. He says, can't wait for the dramatic series of the Dodgers and our new players. I'm hoping for a sweep. Now, that's not necessarily what my expectation is for next weekend. Certainly, you can hope for it. It would be an incredible result, obviously, to win a series at Dodger Stadium. That, to me, is the desired result. If you go to Dodger Stadium and leave by taking the series, that's a terrific weekend at Dodger Stadium, regardless of what happens in San Francisco. So that would be my hope, truthfully, would be to win a series, where, of course, you want to win every game. But my hope would be, can they win a series at Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, can you go 4-2 over the next 6?
Be good.
Now, you would want to go 2-1, 2-1, preferably. Well, actually, not preferably. If you want 1-2 against the Giants,
sounds good.
Yeah, if you want 1-2 against the Giants and then 3-0 against the Dodgers, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, 4-2 over the next 6 games is the goal. Because they started out.
It's funny how you can do that, because you go 3-0 against the Giants, but if you lose 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, what will we be saying the next Monday? The Padres can't beat the Dodgers. They're 3-7 against them this year. That's what people will say.
All right, smaller sample size. Just take 2 or 3 from the Giants.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 from the Giants, and then let's see what happens this upcoming weekend. But I'm with you. It's it's so easy to fast forward. I want to see that series at Dodger Stadium. I want to see next weekend at Petco Park. But you're right. I mean, the Giants are capable, certainly at home, and with the pitching that you just mentioned, of winning a couple of games. JDMLSR2000, appreciate you, man. He says, I've got to top my Bakersfield brethren, going to Dodger Stadium for the game next Sunday from Bakersfield and attending the Monday game at Petco against San Francisco. So, people are in.
Ready.
I mean, how could they not be? How can they not be?
Dude,
I mean, there's going to be a ton of Padre fans in San Francisco. There's going to be a ton of Padre fans at Dodger Stadium this week.
I mean, electric is an understatement, I feel like.
Completely. Zachary says O'Hearn hits one in the Bay. Book it. That is not easy to do.
No, I know there's over 100 splash hits total there.
But how many are Bonds?
Oh, like
99?
60, 70% of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's like you said, it's doable, but it doesn't happen every night.
You need to get a hold of one.
Yeah, you need to get a hold of one. By the way, the one non-Padre story that I did want to reference, or non-big league story, was you saw Ethan Salas has been cleared for baseball activities.
I did see that, yes.
He's been cleared. That doesn't mean he's going to play in the minor league season. He may, but it doesn't mean he'll be playing in the minor league season. He could be playing in a fall league type situation. But Ethan Salas, who's been out since he played 10 games this year in April, it's now August 10th. He's been cleared for baseball activities. Now, the minor league season goes through the second week of September, I think now, which is longer than it used to, maybe longer than that. Do you think he should try to ramp up to play for another 10 games? Does that make sense?
Sure. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter to me. If he plays, that's great. If he doesn't play, it's fine, whatever. His development is important, but it's not the most important thing with this franchise. And
correct.
So
Yeah, I'd err on the side of caution is what I would say. And I'm thinking way beyond 2026. I'm just thinking about his future and how he can impact the organization long term. But yeah, their season ends. I'm looking right now. Their season ends, I think, September 14th of the regular season in AA. So do you really ramp up to get back for, I don't know, 10, 12 games if you're Ethan Salas? Or do you just say, you know what, young player coming off an injury, give him the offseason? It's kind of the Joe Musgrove question. That you really ramp up for the outside chance of impacting a team, but what's the risk of doing that? And he's such a young player. I'm talking about Salas. I just don't know if it makes sense or not. Now, is it catch? Well, you know, whatever they choose, they choose. It's not the end of the world. It's not the Joe Musgrove conversation is completely different than the Ethan Salas conversation, but they kind of remind me of each other because you got guys trying to ramp up late in the year. And what's the value of doing that?
Did you hear Joe in the broadcast last night at all? Or were you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And Don asked him the question of if he's going to return. And I'm like,
yeah, I know.
No, like,
you know that storyline is just going to continue to fester.
Well, the good thing is the organization will do the right thing, and they'll tell him no, and he'll
with the pitching they have right now. It's like, dude, what are you rushing back for? Like,
there's no
pitching in AAA. Like, I'm not talking about rehab. I'm kidding.
It's a crazy thing. You know, you get to the postseason. Is there a spot for him?
Yeah, what need would they have?
Like hypothetically, he was ready to go and they were okay pitching him. What spot is he taking?
Hypothetically, that's a great point. Depends on what happens with something like a Darvish. I mean,
like a bullpen arm. We just talked about him, David Morgan. That's your like long man, dude, and like you don't need him.
It's so true. Yeah, like, dude, 2026, there'll be needs. There'll be, believe me.
You're needed next year, buddy.
Yeah, there's free agents, so you're needed. Pritchard Jack, appreciate your super chat. He says Tatis should start wearing body armor like Bonds did and start wearing the inside pitches until they stop throwing inside. The thing is, they don't pitch him inside by the elbow. They pitch him inside by his freaking head.
Right.
I mean, he gets thrown up and in. And then someone put it earlier, and we've both made this point before. One of the issues is the way he reacts to those pitches up and in would take you down a path of that's why you pitch him up and in, because he flails and flies. And when you see that type of reaction when you're a pitcher, like, well, you feel like you've kind of won the battle,
100%.
Maybe won the war, you know?
Yeah. And look, if you're getting, I mean, he is probably one of the only people in the world that can get out of the way of a 98-mile-an-hour fastball to your head. I'm getting drilled in the head and I'm dead. Like, so it's a credit to him that he's getting out of the way of these pitches, but you're right. If I'm a pitcher, dude, and I'm on the mound and I throw it up and in. Now, not all of them are extremely close. There are some that are extremely close, and that's like that you can't do that if you're a pitcher. But there are some that aren't particularly that close, and it's like if I'm a pitcher and I'm watching that, I'm like, okay, I got him.
Well, it's always interesting, and again, I get it. Like you said, I mean, if we were in the same situation, I mean, imagine being pitched the way Fernando Tatis Jr. has been pitched. I get it. Like there's certainly
never stepped in a batter's box.
Yeah, I mean, but there are times where he gets pitched in and like he like drops the bat. You know what I mean? Or like he gets pitched in and like he spins out of the way and it's like a called strike. Maybe not to that extreme, but so again, I do think there's that like game within the game that you know he could maybe do a better job with, truthfully. Par Threes Club.
Oh, let's go.
Thank you, man, for gifting 5 more memberships to members here right now or viewers here right now. We appreciate you. Now, for whatever reason, we're still a handful short of getting a new emoji. Now, I could take an emoji out and put Brohern in. You know, I could take an emoji out and put San Diego in.
You might want to take out. You take Cortez the Killer out. Come on.
How can you take Cortez the Killer out when he's coming off like one of the most dominant pitching performances in franchise history?
It's very easy. To take it out, you put in San Diego.
It's tough, man.
Kennedy's not or Kenna Swanson is not happy with us, John.
Ken Dawson, you idiot.
Who cares? Kenna,
you do. Ken does. It's all right. He can have a different opinion.
Says what there are times are you guys talking about?
Ken, we're not the only ones talking about this. This is often discussed. In fact, I think Jim mentioned the fact that this is what Mark Grant would have said I mean, this isn't rocket science. This isn't. I mean, the way he reacts to the way he's pitched impacts the way he's pitched to. It's as simple as that. Cause and effect, right?
Mhm.
Come on, it's
And
true.
here's the thing. Here's
Now,
the
it's
thing.
hard to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing about the opposing pitcher. All right. If the game plan, which is truly pitching in on Tatis, you better execute. You can't hit him.
Yep.
You can't hit him. If you hit him, then that's on the pitcher.
Sure.
100%. And if you want to go retaliate as a team, retaliate. But if you're the pitcher, the game plan is throw into Tatis and you better execute. That's, part of the game plan. You don't have to throw inside to Tatis, but if you do, you got to execute that pitch.
So I take little Ouchie out. Why do we have extend him? Do we need to extend him?
Let's take it out.
What do you want? What do you want me to put in, Bro Hearn, or you want me to put in? This is for our viewers, really. Do you want Bro Hearn or San Diego? I feel like San Diego.
He drops the bat, doesn't break his hand. Okay.
Guys, check out your emojis in about 10 seconds. You should have a San Diego and use it once you see it. I could have done a poll.
It's okay. I think San Diego's a good one for right now. And we probably just jinxed the hell out of Xander. Sorry, Xander.
No, these other guys with emojis have been solid. Other than we gave Mason Miller one, he gave up a 500-foot home run.
That was bad.
I think Xander's just been here longer, and he's played. I mean, Bro Hearn's only been here for like a week.
Correct. Bro Hearn's
once he comes, if he consistently comes through, he gets his emoji.
Yeah.
Jinx emojis, exactly. Guys, while we have you, we do want to remind you about our partner here on the wrap-up show, our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Couldn't be simpler or easier to play and win. And if you use our promo code PADSWRAP, that's Pods Wrap, by clicking the link in the description down below, you're going to get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and a free gimme pick. What does a free gimme pick look like? It looks like higher or lower than a half total point for a player in a WNBA game, or higher or lower than a half total passing yard in an NFL preseason game coming up, so on and so forth. So simple, easy. You take Ellie to homer. You take Andrew Abbott to have higher than 5.5 strikeouts. You take Marina Mabrey to score higher than 15.5 points. We all know that's happening. You take Dak Prescott to somehow have, this actually isn't until the regular season, so we're not going to play that yet. But we take Tina Charles to drop 14 or more, right? You just do this and that. You take Bryce Harper to homer. Why not? Whatever. I don't know why we're not playing the Padres, but it didn't come up. But anyway, $10 in that scenario pays $863. And then you can flex it. You don't even have to get them all right to win. Shoot, we can play the Padres too. I hate to be the guy to take Tatis to homer, but I'm going to do it. And then $10 pays $5,000. And then you flex it, and you could still win huge money even if you don't get them all right. So use the promo code PADSWRAP. Click that link in the description down below and get the free gimme pick and the 50% deposit match as well.
Yep. The QR code is right above my head to scan. And when you scan it, it will take you to the App Center. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and use our promo code when signing up. PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP.
Man, it's gotten feisty, man. Over the last couple of years, it's gotten feisty. How did I jinx Tatis? By saying he's going to homer tomorrow for the 80th straight game?
He's joking. Iron Swan's joking.
Correct.
What's getting spicy?
Everyone, man. YouTube, social media, comments, reactions.
Give me an example. What happened? Someone just give me an example.
An example is everything. People coming after us on social media, people telling you to apologize all night long, people saying that Fernando Tatis Jr. isn't responsible for the way he acts after getting pitched up and in.
Right.
It's getting spicy.
Yeah. I don't think people fully, not everybody. I think there's some people that out there don't understand our business, right?
Right. Like, and we offer opinions. That's what we're paid to do.
When a guy struggles as bad as he struggled for 2.5+ months in Xander Bogaerts, what are you supposed to say? I mean, you can be a homer and you can say that Of course, Xander's going to turn it around. And if he turns it around, then, blind squirrel finds the nut. You were right. Congratulations. Or you react in the moment and it's like, this guy stinks right now. And yeah, we went to the extreme and it's the worst contract in the history of the Padres. Like, I mean, USA Today did a poll the other day, top 10 worst contract in the history of baseball. Xander was on that list. Xander's had a great
he's got to prove this for a long period of time.
Xander's had a great 2 months, probably the best stretch he's ever had in a Padres uniform in meaningful games. When he does it for a full season, and if he helps you in the postseason, then we can talk about, maybe altering the opinion on the contract. But like the last 2 months, you couldn't have asked for anything more from Xander Bogaerts. He's been fantastic.
Correct. I do like this idea. Yeah. From Part 3's club, a beat LA emotion.
Yeah.
I do like that. All right, here's the deal. Join us tomorrow on John and Jim. We will have a special. It's going to be a big week coming up. We will have a special Padres alum joining us tomorrow. Now, I don't want to disclose it as of yet. Even
Why?
though we could. But what's the timing on it? I think 4:00 tomorrow. I forwarded you the email.
4:00 tomorrow.
4:00 tomorrow. All right. So make sure to be with us all day long. We're on from 2 to 6. Make sure to be there at 4 p.m. Trust me, you're going to want to be there at 4 p.m. Why
would we promote it?
I just want to get 1,000%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the promo that you're working on, I mean, it's confirmed, but you know our business.
Soft launch?
I'd want to do a soft launch. I'm promoting it right now by saying join us at 4 p.m. Teasing is sometimes more effective than actually.
What if it's a former Padre alum that people are like, it's like in WWE, they're like, oh, we're promoting a former WWE champion. Everyone's like, oh my God. And then they show like Jinder Mahal. And you're like, what is this?
It's a mystery box. You get a trainer card or you get a Machado, signed card.
But here's the thing. We know what's inside the box, and what's inside the box is a signed Machado card.
That's right. So join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. Robert, thank you for the super. Says happy birthday last night, Mike Schilt.
Can I give a clue?
You can give a clue. Because your clue is going to be so dumb, you're just going to say who it is.
No, my clue. Well, maybe.
You're an idiot. Just join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. Hope. We'll promote. No, that's not false hope. Will Myers will be a great guest this upcoming week.
Jed Jerko.
No, it's going to be a good guest. It's going to be a good guest. And we're going to have a number of good guests throughout the course of the week. And we'll explain why.
Trust us.
Tomorrow on John and Jim. We'll tell you who's going to be with us when you tune in right at 2 p.m. tomorrow on John and Jim. And then join us tomorrow night for the wrap-up show because we'll recap Padres-Giants game 1 up at Oracle. Great weekend for the Padres. They take 2 of 3 from Boston. Please subscribe to this channel. All right. We need to get to 9,200 subscribers. Truthfully, we need to get to 10K subscribers. So please subscribe to this channel. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on X at John Schaefer at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the super thanks if you're here on replay. Appreciate those that become members as well. Support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, our friends at Lucky Box and Humboldt Casino, SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy as well. Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. We get you ready for the Giants tomorrow night on the wrap-up show. For Jim, I'm John. Appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Did I miss the super? Hold on. No, I didn't. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.